Okay everyone, I was asked to do a review of PEMDAS, Order of Operations. And before I get started, remember it's basically saying this. If I have some parentheses or brackets, I do that first, or whatever's inside of them. And then the next thing I always look at are my exponents. You know, is it 2 to the third or whatever. I always do my powers next. And then the key thing, guys, is I multiply or divide in the order they come in, and then finally add, subtract. But anyways, let's just learn by doing them. So if we look at this problem 20 here, let's look at the operations. Notice I have a minus there, I have a times there, and I have a power there. So if you follow PEMDAS, parentheses, nothing there, powers or exponents, yes, I'm going to do the exponent first. So I'm going to have 20 minus 1/2, see I don't do the minus yet, times 36. 6 squared is 36. So now that I have the power done, what do I do next? Well, if I'm choosing between a minus and a multiply, which one do I do next? I do the multiply. So now I have 20 minus, and half of 36 is 18. The only thing left to do is minus. 20 minus 18 is 2. Alright, let's look at 21. Here, notice, if you look at it carefully, I have some brackets, it looks like, here and there. Hopefully I have the whole problem there. And inside my brackets, I have another set of parentheses here. Okay? So when there's more than one parentheses or set of brackets, you always work inside out. Inside out. So, what do I have? I have 3 bracket 20 minus the inside parentheses. I'm going to do next. 7 minus 5 is 2. Notice it's still squared. Close bracket. So now what? Well, just to make sure, what I did was the inside parentheses first. Now I'm looking at the whole bracket or bigger parentheses, and notice inside of that I have a minus and I have a power of 2. Which should I do next? Of course I'm going to do the power next, right? So here we go. 3 bracket 20 minus 2 squared is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Now guys, notice the only thing left in my bracket here is this minus, right? So let's go ahead and do that next. 3 parentheses or bracket 16. 20 minus 4 is 16. And now notice I have only one thing left to do is multiply. 3 times 16 is 48. So pause the video here if you need to. Okay, let's look at this number 12 that was already started. And again, what you do is you focus on the operations. I have a plus here, guys. I have a parentheses here, and I have a plus inside of it. So what should I do first if I'm following PEMDAS is I'm going to do the parentheses first, right? So notice there is a mistake here. Instead of doing 24 plus 4, that's doing the plus first, I'm going to have 24 plus, see I'm not going to do the plus yet, 4, and in my parentheses I know 3 plus 1 is 4. See how I did the parentheses first. Now let's see what we have left. Notice I have a plus left, and hopefully we know numbers next to parentheses means multiply. So do I do a plus or multiply next? Well, hopefully you realize I'm going to do a multiply left. So now I have 24 plus 16, because 4 times 4 is 16. And now, since I only have a plus left, let's add that together. 24 plus 16 is 40. Notice that's totally different than what was gotten right here. And guys, if you don't follow order of operations, you will get some huge or totally wrong answers. Again, pause the video if you need to. Alright, let's look at the next one. Number 13. Again, focus on the operations. I see a minus in the parentheses. I see the parentheses and also a square on the parentheses, and I see a minus. So, and also I have a 12 in front right here as well, timesing, right? So, should I do the multiply first? Should I do the parentheses first? Should I do the power first? You should know I'm going to do the parentheses first. So notice I'm not going to do the 12 yet. In the parentheses, I'm going to do 6 minus 3.5, which is 2.5, squared minus 1.5. Now let's look at our problem. Now that the parentheses here is done, I have a times here with a 12, right? I have a square power, and I have a minus here. What should I do next? Times the power or minus? Hopefully you agree I'm going to do the power. So I'm going to have 12, parentheses. I'm going to do 2.5 squared, which is 6.25. 2.5 times 2.5 minus 1.5. So after doing 2.5 squared, notice the only thing left now is times and a minus. Only thing left is a times right here with a 12 and the minus 145. So should I do a times or a minus? We should do the times next. So you're going to do 12 times 6.5. And if you do 12 times 6.5, guys, you will get 75 minus 1.5. So now notice, guys, the only thing left is a minus. 75 minus 1.5 is 73.5. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, let's do 15 and 16 back to back. Alright, so notice on 15, I have a 1/2 that's timesing a parentheses. And you guys should know I need to do the parentheses first. Inside the parentheses, notice I have a plus, but I have a power. So am I going to do the plus inside the parentheses first or the power? I'm going to do the power, right? So I'm going to end up with 1/2 parentheses 21 plus 4, because 2 squared is 4. Now, I still have a plus in the parentheses. I got to do that next. 1/2 times, parentheses, 25. Now that the parentheses is done, the only thing left is this multiply. 1/2 of 25 is 12.5. 16. Again, every time you notice, guys, you always look at everything that's shown, and then you prioritize parentheses, powers, multiply or divide, add and subtract. So if you look at 16, guys, notice I have a parentheses. I better do that first. So I have 1/6. 6 plus 18 is 24, close parentheses, minus 2 squared. Now that I have the parentheses done, do you agree that I have this power over here I should do next? Okay, 1/6 times parentheses 24 minus 4. Again, 2 squared is 4. Let's see what we have left. I have a 1/6 that's timesing 24, and I have a minus there. Should I do the times or should I do the minus? Hopefully you agree we're going to do the times. So 1/6 times 24 is 4. When I minus 4, I get 0. Okay? So, let's see what we have left. How about number 14? Notice I have a 24 here dividing a parentheses, right? So do I do divide or do I do parentheses? I'm going to do parentheses. Inside the parentheses, I have a plus and I have a power. What should I do first, plus or power? I'm going to do the exponent power first. So I have 24 divide parentheses 8 plus the power right there, 4 squared. 4 times 4 is 16. Now notice, guys, I still have a plus in the parentheses. Always got to work that parentheses first, right? That's what the rules say. So I have 24 divided by 24. 8 plus 16 is 24. Now the only thing left is divide. 24 divided by 24 is 1. Alright, let's try one more. Notice this one again, guys. I have a 3/4 here. And that 3/4 is timesing this bracket. Remember, a bracket is a parentheses. Always work inside out. Speaking of which, see how I have this parentheses inside the bracket parentheses. So, 3/4 bracket 13 minus, I got to do the parentheses first, right? 2 plus 3 is 5. Close bracket, squared. So, let's see what we have next. Notice I still have the 3/4 times. I still have my parentheses bracket here. It was a minus. And I also have a square on it. But, what does PEMDAS say? We always do parentheses first, right? So notice I'm still going to keep my 3/4 times, or bracket. I'm going to do my 13 minus 5, which is 8. 13 minus 5 is 8. Close bracket, squared. So now notice, guys, I have a times with a 3/4, and I have this square power. Do I do the exponent first, or do I do the multiply first? I do the power first, right? So I have 3/4 bracket 8 squared is 64. Now my parentheses was done, my power is done. The only thing left is to multiply those two together, and you're going to end up with 48. 3/4 times 64 is 48. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop the video right there. I did have a few more problems, but hopefully this will help you. Until next time, bye.